What it do? What it do? What it do? All right, so been having a lot of rain here lately. You have to excuse me for a minute because I'm trying to pay attention to where I'm going. But I'm down here looking at this creek for one of my buddies. He's got some bad beaver problems in this creek. They've reshaped the creek pretty much. If it keeps going like it's going, he ain't gonna have much of a creek left within a year or two. So I come and looked at it back. I'm trying to find a way. I'm trying to find a way to get over to this other side because that's gonna be the easiest side to walk on. But anyways, he brought me down here back about 3 weeks ago to come and look at it and see what I thought I could do with it. And we've just a pile of rain the past few weeks. It's been raining like a cow peeing on a flat rock the past couple weeks, so I really hadn't been able to get out and trap very much. This place is riddled with snakes. But anyways, so we still got some rain in the forecast. Today is, get off me, Skeeter. Today's Friday, so I'm hoping we got rain supposed to be coming tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So I'm hoping Wednesday I can get in here and start setting, is my goal anyhow, if I can find a way to the other side of this creek. But anyways, I'll turn y'all around and let y'all kind of see. I mean, this creek is just got a dam right up there, and then there's 2 more dams up above that. But let's see if we can get across this thing without getting eat up by old devil serpent himself. Oh. But yeah, I hadn't been doing much past couple weeks. I've been locked down by the rain. See, this looks like a shallow spot right here if there ain't no sneaky snakes. When I come back a couple weeks ago and you can see there's another dam right there, which I'm trying to get down to. But when me and him come and looked at this a couple weeks ago, we jumped three snakes in less than 20 foot, which he told me. He said this place is eat up with snakes. So just got to be cautious and move slow. That's the thing about doing this nuisance work in the summertime like this, is you got so many more variables that you've got to contend with, and it just makes things a little bit more difficult. You got to worry about skeeters, you got to worry about ticks and snakes, and you know, all this greenery. You know, you don't think about it, but that's just kind of looks like a small check dam right there. But when it greens up like this in the woods, it makes it a little harder to travel through the woods and pay attention to what you're doing all at the same time. Because you got to watch every step you take. At least I do. I watch every step I take. Yeah, here's another little old bitty dam. But they've just got dams riddled all through this creek. All through it. Let me see if I can get up here. And they've got, well, there's one of the trails right there. Let me spin you back around. Look at that. That trail goes up and it goes into this guy's front yard, which is just right beyond that tree line right there. It goes up into his front yard. And the beavers is chewing on pine trees. You hear what I'm telling you? I don't know. Let me get over here. I know I talk slow, but mainly it's because I'm paying attention to what I'm doing. And I'm trying not to have to die in the woods from chasing beaver. I love trapping. I love any kind of trapping. But I don't like snakes, and I ain't trying to die trapping. And all y'all that hoop and holler about, oh, you ought not, just leave them snakes alone and they'll leave you alone. And when you're in the woods as much as I am, and when you're trompsing through these, down along these creeks, and these ditch banks and these ponds and everything like I am, you come across a lot of snakes. And not all of them are nice snakes. Some of them want to get a little piece of you, and I don't want them to have no piece of me, and I ain't gonna let them get no piece of me. I ain't dying from no snake bite because of some beaver. I ain't doing it. I'm gonna kill it. That's what I'm gonna do. If I see a snake, I'm gonna kill it. If the snakes don't want to die, they can leave me alone. That's the best way I can see that. So, all y'all snake lovers out there, if y'all want to let a snake go when you see it, that's you. I'm not. I'm gonna kill it every time. I don't care what kind of snake it is. If it ain't got no legs and it crawls on its belly, it's dead if I see it. But anyways, enough of that. Here's another one right here that they're using. Another pull out. Once again, going up there to his front yard. Eating on the bushes and shrubs in his front yard, eating on the pine trees. This is where we almost got in trouble last time, walking in the water. But I will have to say the one good thing about mossicans is they float. So if you're just kind of paying attention, if you're paying attention to what you're doing most of the time, you're safer in the water than you are on the land, in my opinion. But anyways. But I mean, you can just see the damage. I mean, all alongside that. And it's I mean, it's way worse the further you go upstream. And they've created problems. The county come over here, he said, back, I think last summer, and because this creek runs up under a road up there, and he said that the county come out last summer with their machine, with their excavator, and he thought that they were coming to dig the dam out because there's a big culvert that goes up under the road up there that the beavers had stopped up, and he thought that they were coming to dig the dam out. So he went up there and told him, said, hey bud, you know, if y'all are coming to dig that dam out, y'all can use and get on my property. That way you can get to it easier. And he said that fella looked at him and said, oh no, we're not digging the dam out. We can give you the number to somebody that does that, but we don't do it. Our own county. You know. So he brought the hired hands in. We'll get them beaver out of there. You gotta get the beaver gone before you dig the dams out. You can dig them dams out all day long, but oh frog, I don't know what that noise was. You can dig them dams out all day long, but oh, we might be in trouble here. We might be in trouble. But yeah, I've been like a crackhead fiending for some trapping. I ain't trapped in about 2 weeks, and it's driving me bonkers. Driving me bonkers. But we back at it. Hopefully we'll be setting Wednesday. If we can miss this rain tomorrow, I'll set Sunday. But the water in this creek, I mean, you can tell by just looking at the debris along the sides of it. The water in this creek just fluctuates like crazy. Let's go up through here and get on up here. Just taking y'all around, letting y'all see kind of what I do when you can see the county road right there. So, but anyways, let me go up through here. I'm just kind of bringing y'all, letting y'all kind of see what I do when I'm scouting jobs and trying to get an idea of what needs to be done, how it needs to be done, what's the best course of attack. Because see, that's the thing about this. You know, a lot of guys that fur trap, they're like me. What the frig was that? Man, that spooked me. But these fur trappers, they're like me. They want to trap year round. I mean, what trapper don't want to trap year round? But the thing is that there's a big difference between nuisance trapping and fur trapping. Because with fur trapping, you go in a place like this. Let's say it's December. I got permission to come trap this here. Come trap this creek. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna set it heavy, super heavy, and I'm gonna run it for about 3 days. And then I'm gonna pull and I'm gonna leave. I'm going for the easy beaver, the dumb beaver. I don't care about getting them trap shy beaver. I don't care about none of that. I'm fur trapping. But when you're nuisance trapping like this, I gotta get them all out. Every one of them. I gotta get them all out. I can't leave none of them. So, if you don't set it the right way and you don't trap it the right way, what happens is you wind up spooking one of these beaver with a 330 or something like that. 330s are real hard doing nuisance trap. You got to be real careful with the 330 nuisance trapping. But you'll cause one to get scared, or you'll snap him, but you won't catch him. You'll spook him, and now that beaver's going to den up for 2 weeks. Well, if I got other work I need to do at another place and I need to be done with this job, but I got a beaver that's denned up for 2 weeks, well then that prolongs my job. And it eats into time and everything else. So you got to be cautious about how you set on these nuisance jobs. And that's with anything. That's with coyotes, that's with fox, that's with groundhogs, possums, armadillos, all of it. You got to you got to think about what you're doing. You can't be as reckless as you can fur trapping. And I'm not saying you can be super reckless fur trapping. I'm just saying your goal when you're fur trapping is not to remove. That's not your goal when you're fur trapping. You're trapping for the fur. So you're going in, you're getting the stuff that you can get the easiest and the fastest, and you're moving on to the next spot. I can't move on to the next spot until I'm finished, till there ain't no more flat tails left, or coon or armadillo, possum, whatever it may be. But anyways, I'm gonna show y'all this right here and let y'all see what it's done to this end of the creek. So this is what them beaver have done to this creek. Let me get you over here. You have to excuse me, I'm looking while I'm going, so I'm working, you guys, I'm working. But that creek, I think he said that creek used to come through right here and come back and make a turn there. But now it's coming down through here, makes a big curve through there, comes back, and then look at this. It's done split its way. One going that way, one coming this way, and then forks back in, and then it splits again right over there. And I ain't gonna worry about trying to get over there because it's just too complicated. But I mean, you can see that right there is a county road, and that's where the culvert is. But yeah, he's got a pretty bad beaver problem, and there's a lot of sign around here. heavy sign, like heavy sign. I mean, those trails that are coming up out of this creek and going up into his front yard, I mean, they look like highways. They look like some coon trails you'd see up north, up in Iowa or something like that. I mean, they're just heavy. But that's what I'm doing. I can't tote y'all around the whole time I'm doing this because I got to pay attention to what I'm doing and look for what I'm looking for. But I don't think it's gonna be a super tough job, but I'm gonna have to be careful what I'm doing because I know I've said this a million times over, but small water beaver like this, or pond beaver, whatever you want to call them, creek beaver that are staying in one area a lot, like this is their territory right here. They know this like the back of their hand. So when anything changes, it spooks them. And that's why during the warm seasons, you got to be careful, like castor mound sets. Like this time of year, castor mound sets, at least down here in Mississippi, they're not the best set to make because what you've got is you've got a bunch of juvenile beaver that have just been kicked out by their mama, and they've been going around trying to find some place to settle and stay, and they've been getting that tail handed to them by these bigger beaver. So when they see a castor mound, they run from it. They don't want to be around it because they're like, oh no, that's Big Bobby's castor mound. I ain't trying to fight Big Bobby. So, you know, it's things like that you've got to think of when it's not fur trapping. A lot of people think that they can just go straight from fur trapping into trapping nuisance stuff, but it's not that easy. It's not that easy. Let's get on out of here. They coming up in this, working that. Look at that. Where they working down in that? Huh. I just forgot what I was fixing to say. That ain't uncommon. That ain't uncommon. And that, going back to, that's what I was gonna say, going back to doing nuisance work in the summer, another thing you've got to keep in mind is there's not gonna be a lot of peeled sticks a lot of the times when the weather starts warming up. Man, can I get through that? Golly. I don't know if I want to get through it. Man. See, this is the kind of stuff people don't talk about when they talk about, they just think it's all rainbows and unicorn farts, but look at this. I got to get through this because I ain't walking back down the creek. But anyhow, there won't be a lot of peeled sticks on when the warm weather starts setting in, and the reason that is because, well, the beaver just aren't eating that stuff. They're eating water grasses, and they're eating the mosses and the lily pads and things like that. Man, can I get out of here? I mean, you can see this right here where they're coming up. I don't know if you can or not. It's starting to get dark. Where they're coming up right there. And they're coming down, going around there, and there's another little water hole right around there they're dropping off in. If I don't talk a lot through this, it's because I'm paying attention, so gotta watch my feet. But I'm just trying to show folks what a trapper does, you know. When fur season comes around, you know, I'll go to trapping fur, like always. But I'm trying not to show his house if I can keep from it, because it ain't none of y'all's business. God dog. Golly. Summer in Mississippi, you got to love it. He said he used to keep all this bush hog, but the beaver started backing the water up. I mean, you can see right there, water backed up here. The beaver started backing the water up, and it got to where he couldn't really. I'm just gonna point y'all this direction while I'm walking through here, because coming up in his front yard now. But he couldn't get a tractor down in here to bush hog. It got too wet. So he had to, oh, it's wet right in here. He had to, better yet, let me just do this. I just put my ugly face back on camera. That way I know I ain't showing his house. So, that's what we're doing. We just scouting jobs. I got a job for a church I gotta do. And then I got another job I gotta go look at. It's up close towards Amory, Mississippi. And then, oh, these freaking thorns. If only y'all knew. If only y'all knew. What it takes. Which I know some of y'all know. I'm not saying that all of y'all don't know, but some of y'all don't know what it takes and what it entails to get these beaver. Now, like I say, if it was winter time, I'd be zipping through this stuff, because half of it be dead anyhow. All right, so let me turn this around. And I just want to show y'all really quick before I let you go what these beaver are doing. So right there, they've completely gnawed that one off, and you can see the chute they're using to get back to the water. See right there, that one they've gnawed off. That one they've gnawed off. That one they've gnawed off. And I'm gonna show y'all, I ain't gonna show y'all his house, but y'all see this. So this tall nonsense, that's his yard right here. Beaver chewing yard. And his house is maybe 75 yards from right here. Right there, that's an old chewing, but you get the point I'm trying to make. I'm pretty sure them beaver were chewing on that when I started walking down here, because I spooked something when I started walking in, and I'm pretty sure that's what they were chewing on. But you can see this right here. I wouldn't lie to y'all. I don't lie to you. And I mean, these are fresh chewings. Look at this, where they're going in, cutting around. Fresh chewings, and there's some more up here. Right there. That ain't as fresh, but anyways, that's what I got going. I got some more jobs I got to go look at, but this was the one. This one's pretty close to me, so I could get to it pretty quick. So it's been about 2 weeks since I've been down here, so I wanted to come back down here and kind of refresh my memory. Because when you move to a new property, it can be disorienting, especially when you're moving to as many properties as I moved to, and you got so many different ones in your head. You got to kind of familiarize yourself with it. But that's about all I can think to show y'all right now. It might not seem like an exciting life, but I love every bit of it. But anyhow, I'm gonna get out of here. Like I always say, always remember, the devil withdraws, but Jesus is a savior.